Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with Patrick Nichol
It's actually pronounced Vlada Shavato.
from Crash Games.
Crash of Games,
Yes.
but the of is silent.
Looking at Matthias Kramer's Plums, which I gotta say, I'm shocked that you did not use the obscure German title for your English language release.
That's a pun in German?
Yes.
A German pun?
Obscure German pun.
I'm a fan of puns, but not on a professional level.
So this was first published as Pimal Pflaumen, yes, by Pegasus. But, yeah, that was assumed. Everyone would know it.
Don't make
Pegasus
assumptions. You know what happens, right?
Sometimes you're wrong. And you have licensed this game. I don't know if you want to give an overview of what this game is.
So we have licensed this game.
Could do it.
This is an interesting little one-off for us. I don't know.
It's not part of your line.
It's not part of any of our lines, yeah. But the game is so great, and I don't think anybody was going to bring it over because it definitely is high on the nerd meter, which I love. Because I mean, anytime you have cards in there that are literally, pie, then that's great. So what you're doing? This is a trick-taking game with some set collection in it.
Okay.
And so you're playing 3 rounds, and it's not unlike any other trick-playing game. You're going to get dealt X amount of cards. I think it's about 10 cards each turn. Depends on the player count. I play a lot with 3, and everyone's going to play a card. Whoever gets the highest card doesn't take all the cards like they might in a traditional trick-taking game. They're going to get to choose from what went out. So if we were playing 5 players and this is what dropped, whoever played the 20 would get assigned. Now, when there's a high player count, you go ahead and assign these cards so you don't get confused with whose turn it is.
That's right.
I found that you don't really need these in a 3-player game, but definitely at 4 or 5, or if you're playing with someone that's super
getting taken away from you.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, whatever. So there's a bunch of different things that the cards do. So primarily, they have recipes on them, essentially. So this is essentially a full house. It's saying if you make a fruit mix, 3 of one fruit, so you could do apple, 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 orange, orange, or whatever you wanted to do, and that would be worth 12 points. That would go in your score pile. Because at the end of every one of the turns, you're able to make a fruit mix. As many as you can. But the trick being, if you leave them out and all the trick being, it's all open information and you can be stolen from unless you have the dog.
Okay.
So the dog is one of the abilities. He'll protect you from being stolen. This card indicates, hey, you can steal a card from another player. And then this card will give you 3 pie cards. And this is the other way that the game gets really interesting. So when you have pie cards, you can play 1 or more of these on your turn with your card. So for example, if I drop this 17, it's now actually 20.14. 23.28, and then et cetera, et cetera. So that becomes a really neat opportunity to potentially win the trick if you couldn't with what you had in your hand.
Yes.
And so this goes through 3 phases marked by the beautiful pupation. Is that the right word?
Sounds right.
I don't know. Of the caterpillar to the butterfly. And at the end of 3 rounds, you add up your point cards. Whoever has the most wins. So yeah, the plum card. Sorry about that. So if you go last in the trick and you don't get to take any, you don't get your choice. You just get whatever's left over. But you also get a plum card, which is a neat little buff that may help you make a fruit mix easier, on a following turn. So I like that balance. I'm a big fan of Mr. Kramer's. I love Craftwagon, love Glenmore, and I like what he does with mechanics. So when I saw that nobody was bringing this over, like, we got to do this.
Okay.
It's a great trick-taking game. So this will hit retail stores next month.
July,
actually.
2016.
July with everything else. So as will Backyard Builders Treehouse.
Okay.
So all kinds of interesting art. Nothing that was changed on the game except the name and that our logo is on the cover. Now this was our old logo because when we had to go to press with this in Germany, we didn't have the new logo done quite yet.
That's right. But it doesn't fit with any of your other lines anyway.
Yeah, so it was kind of a natural, happy accident. I'm like, oh, okay, well, there we go.
That's right. Random publications.
People will be happy once they play. They'll be like,
spirit comes out.
Thank you. It was kind of like a game for good opportunity. Like, this game belongs in the market.
Okay.
Hopefully enough people want it.
Okay.
So
I hope so. I've played it 3 or 4 times. I really like it. It's very funky, trying to manipulate everything.
Yeah.
You know the cards are out there. That's what's different too about the trick taking. It's not suits. It's just numbers.
Yeah.
That's it. And you know all the numbers are out there.
Everybody's information
track
other than
what's
their
been
hand is
playing there.
open. So
Yeah, it's very nicely done.
thank you.
All right. Thanks for
All right.
your review of Plums.
Plums.
Yeah.